Merry Christmas to you. Never would have expected that Chris Bowen would be doing great comedy stylings. Maybe we could put the wisdom on of Chris Bowen on by the tree after opening the presents for a bit of a laugh. But I want to ask a serious question, though. When that COP28 or FLOP28, as you so aptly put it, was wrapping up, here in New South Wales, we were being told on a reasonably warm day, don't turn on your air conditioner, don't run the clothes dryer, don't run your dishwasher, for God's sake. You can still charge your electric car. This seems to underscore the real problem we have in this country, that on the one hand, you've got the Bowens of the world saying fossil fuels are over. On the other hand, you've got Jim Chalmers saying we need these things to keep our budget in the black. And you've got this huge regulatory apparatus, which Gina Reinhart and others have spoken about, which makes it very difficult to get energy out of the ground. You've had a lot of experience with this. How is it that the government can be, saying that they need this for the budget, but then trying to keep it in the ground? It seems like the height of hypocrisy to me, Ian Plimer.
Well, yes, they speak with a forked tongue and they continue to go down the path which they know is economically disastrous. So not only do we have New South Wales telling people on a very mild day that you've got to stop using energy, we have Victoria doing deals with Aboriginal corporations to put in more wind turbines across the country. They did a deal with a Sydney Indigenous security company, and 801 lives later, we saw the result. So they're doing exactly the same thing in Victoria. Queensland's doing the same with energy. We have an energy crisis in Australia. We also have a crisis of common sense, and we also have a crisis of good leadership. So this is just continuing the story. And I think ultimately we have to have a change of government and someone coming in like Alexander the Great with a sword, just cutting the knot.
Liz.
Ian, what do you put this government's reluctance to do anything about nuclear? Like, what do you put it down to? Obviously, they say, oh, it's because it's too expensive, the upfront costs, it's pie in the sky. I think Bowen once described it as, a pipe dream wrapped in a unicorn, etc. and so on. We know the excuses that they give us for maintaining the moratorium, etc. and so on. We know them to be untrue. Is this just about padding the pockets of their renewables mates, honouring the deals that have been done behind closed doors? Or do you see this as a much larger agenda at play?
Well, there's a number of agendas here. The left likes to frighten people. That's their mechanism of gaining power. And you can't see radiation, nor can you see carbon dioxide, nor can you see viruses and bacteria. So these are wonderful mechanisms of frightening the people and controlling the people. We've had nuclear power in this country for more than 60 years. Yes, it's a small amount we generate. And if anyone has ever had cancer and you're anti-nuclear, you are a hypocrite, because we generate medical isotopes at Lucas Heights in Sydney. We're now onto our second large reactor there. That produces 20 megawatts of power. We have the skills, we have the people, we're already a nuclear nation. So what we're hearing is absolute codswallop. Now, you hit on a very important point. One of the big investors in the renewables industry, or I call it the ruinables industry, are the super funds run by the unions. Now, the Labor Party is not a political party. It's actually the wing of the unions. It's the political wing of the unions, and they're just looking after their mates, as Labor has always done. So their reasons for objecting to nuclear are financial. Many, many countries in the world have nuclear and are very, very successful in producing cheap, reliable power. Even countries with a number of Greens and socialist countries have nuclear. So Labor is in it, not for political reasons, but purely to look after their mates in the unions. And that, to me, is an absolute disgrace.
Professor Ian Plimer, fantastic analysis there. Great insights, as you've given us all year. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure having you on the show. And have a very Merry Christmas to your family and to yourself. And we will see you next year.
And the same to all of you.
Thank you, Professor Ian Plimer.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, mate.